What's up, everybody? Anthony here, Reflection Concept, reflectionconcept.com. Welcome back to the channel. Greatly appreciate you checking it out. Please take 1 second of your time, of your day, hit that subscribe button. Greatly appreciate that as well. At the time of filming this, I'm right over 450 subscribers. Really want to get to that 500 milestone and then onward and upward from there. But you got to start small. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Honestly, really appreciate all the support. I didn't think I would even get here to 450 this quickly. It's only been a few months of really putting in the time and effort into the YouTube channel and having a lot of fun doing it. So glad you're here, glad you're along for the ride with me, showing off some bass stuff. We'll be talking about some painting. We're talking about creativity as a whole. Speaking of painting, speaking of music, speaking of creativity, please hop over to my website. It's reflectionconcept.com. I have clothing available. I have music available, vinyl, pre-order vinyl records. I have links to all my streaming services, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, you name it. I have music under my name, Anthony Pecora, all over there, as well as some artwork on the website. If you'd like to buy some of my paintings, they're available for sale on there. The clothing is buy one, get one half off. So you just buy a hoodie, buy a t-shirt, super premium garments, and put a second one in your shopping cart. You'll automatically get half off the lower price item. I'll ship that stuff out within a day or two of you purchasing it. On the vinyl, that should be May. Should have some vinyl from a group that I did a record with called the Nay Players out in Nay, Ohio. That's where the name comes from. That is available on the website as well. So again, reflectionconcept.com if you want to check out any of my creative endeavors. Greatly appreciate that. So today, I want to talk about the 5 basses that I use for almost anything. And a lot of times when I'm picking basses, I think about the track and the timbre that I think needs to be there. But, and this is like another topic for, talking more on an approach to creativity, that there's no one size fits all. There's no one way to do anything, right? So it's on paper great to say that I hear a track and I instantly know which bass I want to play, right? But oftentimes, I'll just want to play a bass. So it might be my Elrick, which I'll show you in a second. It's an extended range 6-string. There's times where I'll be playing like a funk tune or something, and that's just the bass that I want to play. So it's sometimes fun to almost force a bass into a track. You can do a lot of things EQ-wise to, make that work. Or again, you just kind of make the sound of the bass be the vibe of the bass track. Maybe you go back to a P bass right in the middle. You're like, this just isn't working. I'm trying to force, the round peg into the square hole, or square peg into the round hole, however that goes, right? But there's not one approach, right? You can always have an idea on paper or in your head of what it's going to be, but I think any good creative person, creative spirit, creative approach is to be, malleable, is to be liquid. Allow yourself to be in the moment. Allow yourself to allow yourself to be available for inspiration to strike and to take whatever form that's going to be. So, all right, I won't go too deep into that. But the 5 basses that I play mostly are Empire 58 P bass, roasted alder body, roasted maple neck, strung with rounds, 45, 105. I believe there are Diodario XS strings on here currently. Empire 58 precision bass, another one. This one's in Olympic white in journeyman relic finish. Same specs on it, strung with Labella low tension flats. Forgive me if I'm off on the gauges here. I believe that is 43 to 100, or maybe 43 to 97, something like that. No, I think it's 43 to 100. Either way, Labella low tension. So I have the P with rounds and the P with flats. All right, a real gem of a bass right here. Lucky to own this one. This is a Castedosa Conchers bass, short scale, so it's a 30-inch scale length. Carina or black limba body, Brazilian rosewood fretboard with a roasted maple neck and the beautiful mole finish. I'll talk just briefly about this one. This has Curtis Novak Bisonic in it and Curtis Novak gold foil pickup, built by Carlos Lopez, who's a friend of mine, a friend of Empire Music's. Very, very lucky to own this bass. It is exceptional, and it is like as master built quality as you're ever going to see. Really something special right here. Oh, this is strung with Diodario Halfwounds. I do forget the gauge though, sorry. All right, and another very special bass here. I feel like I'm like talking smack on my Empire 58P basses because I didn't say how special those are. I designed those basses, and they're only available at the shop at Empire Music. So they're very special as well, and they're amazing basses, and I do play those really more than anything else. But this is a very special bass too because it's rare. It's a prototype. This is an Elrick Gold Series Icon. It has some type, I think it's a burl myrtle top on it, ash body. It's like a 3-piece maple neck. And I forget what this fretboard, now that I'm saying it, God, I really just forget what this fretboard is on it. But extended range, and I didn't know this at the time of buying this. I bought this used, but this is the very first icon shape that Rob had built. And I didn't know that. And he tagged me in an Instagram post a few years back after I had, tagged him and Elrick basses in a few posts saying that I own number 1. So it was a prototype bass. They don't offer it with the J pickups in it, and they don't offer it in a 6-string, at least not to my knowledge. Incredible bass here. Build quality's through the roof on this as well. This is, I think, a 2003 Modulus Genesis bass. This was one of the basses that I just always wanted. Back in the early 2000s, I always wanted one of these basses. I remember seeing Erykah Badu at Club Laga here in Pittsburgh way back in the day. If you know how small that club was, to see Erykah Badu there, something pretty special. And what's his name? Brayston Lacey was playing a Modulus Genesis bass. I think it was natural or like an amber finish with J pickups in it. And I just always really liked Modulus basses. And I always liked this model. And they became kind of rare. When Phil Lesh passed away, one of these was on Reverb for a pretty good deal. Not a great deal, but a good deal. And I grabbed it. So beautiful quilt maple top. The light might not be showing that great. 2 soap bar Bartolinis in it. Active electronics. All right, so I played all 5 basses to a track. It's just a drum loop, an arranged drum loop from the Yurt Rock sample collection. There's the package in there called Bonhamology. It's all these pretty authentic sounding Bonham style drums. They're killer. So I just arranged that into a track. It's very rock oriented, pretty simple playing, but it's interesting to hear the timbre of the instruments. It was interesting filming it, and it was interesting hearing it back. And each instrument really has its own voice. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think, which one's your favorite. I know everyone kind of gravitates towards the P bass, but when that Castedosa comes on, it's something really, really cool. I did put just a little bit of VCA compression from the Sheps Omni channel, which is a new plugin I got. It's a Waves plugin. It's very, very good. You want to talk about something that really just enhances some nuances just to the fullness and the richness of the track. I'm loving that thing. So again, just a little bit of VCA compression on that to keep everything even, and that's all the processing that's on it. So check it out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.